Ladies and gentlemen, imagine living in a world where your fundamental right to make decisions about your own body is dictated by the government, where personal autonomy is overshadowed by political agendas, and where the promise of equality is compromised. This is not a distant reality, but a looming threat. Roe v. Wade, the landmark 1973 Supreme Court decision, is not just a case in legal history, it is a cornerstone of reproductive freedom and gender equality. It represents the recognition of a woman's right to choose, to privacy and autonomy over her own body, ensuring the critical life choices are made by individuals, not by the state. Today, as we witness mounting challenges to this precedent, it is imperative to understand why Roe v. Wade is not only a pivotal legal doctrine, but a vital protector of human dignity and liberty. Roe v. Wade was a case that allowed women to have autonomy over their bodies and ultimately choosing their futures. Without this case, women everywhere will start resulting in unsafe reproductive health procedures and death of many women. Therefore, Roe v. Wade needs to be reinstated for women's right to health and safety, right to autonomy, and right to privacy. So, first off, with women's health and safety, women aren't safe if the choice of abortion is taken away. This will result in at-home abortions or back alley abortions that are not the safest procedure ever, even result in suicide due to lack of options of dealing with an unwanted pregnancy, or even a forced birth, where having to undergo pregnancy even though it wasn't up to the person's discretion. It can be a very traumatizing experience if you're not prepared for it, which can result in many babies to be put into foster care or being adopted into the right families because women are being forced to go through these pregnancies that they don't want to due to the lack of access to abortions, safe and legal abortions. And this can also result in issues in receiving birth control, because if you can't get the correct treatment to prevent pregnancy, this also is under Roe v. Wade. So that can help limit abortion access. Well, not limit abortion access, but limit the amount of abortions that are being done if more people have access to suitable birth control options. One of my visual aids, I found this picture that kind of demonstrates a metaphor for like a mobile for a baby, with all the states where abortion is illegal, to kind of use as a metaphor for a mobile for an unwanted child. Not only is women's health and safety a factor in this decision, but also women's autonomy. Women aren't able to make decisions about their own bodies based off the overturn of Roe v. Wade. This affects whether or not that a woman has a child. Miscarriages will begin to be investigated because the overturn of Roe v. Wade, to make sure that there wasn't a law being broken, because miscarriages is a result of a baby dying. So those will be investigated. There will be stricter policies on hysterectomy and tubal ligation, more so than there already are. Meanwhile, men have these looser laws over their own bodies and reproductive health. Vasectomies are not nearly as invasive as tubal ligation or hysterectomies. It's nothing getting taken out or getting all done. I'm not a doctor. I don't really know how the procedure is in that logistics. But vasectomies is a very much more simpler procedure than those two for women. And condoms are sold pretty much at every sort of drugstore there are, so they're easily accessible for men to take care of themselves and to prevent unwanted pregnancies, and they don't have to carry a child, which women are biologically made to do. Just another visual aid. This is a map of the United States where it shows which states have legal access to abortion and which ones don't, and which ones are threatened to get more stricter laws. So you can see with Michigan here, Michigan is at risk to be under those stricter abortion laws. One last factor that should be considered when thinking about Roe v. Wade is the right to privacy, especially when it comes to women. Women have lost a piece of their life that could remain private with these new abortion laws in place and laws over reproductive health in general. Whether someone has an abortion or not isn't private anymore. It never really was, especially in these states where abortion was always stricter. The laws were always stricter, so having to search for a safe and legal abortion in a state where it is illegal, it's a lot harder, so more people would have to know about an individual's need for an abortion, whereas if an individual lives in a state where it's legal and there aren't any strict rules about these policies instated, then they don't need to worry about that. Restricting access on a procedure that no one actually wants. No one really wants an abortion. It's really just a procedure to prevent any future that an individual does not want. Abortions being illegal makes it harder to conduct an abortion for life-saving purposes for the mother. In these cases, the baby is always kind of prioritized than the mother, which should not be happening. So that's what's in jeopardy with this Roe v. Wade being overturned for the last 2 years. In conclusion, the importance of Roe v. Wade extends far beyond a mere legal precedent. It is a critical safeguard for women's health, autonomy, and privacy. By protecting a woman's right to choose, Roe v. Wade ensures that decisions about one's body are made by the individual, not dictated by the state. Without this protection, women are forced into unsafe reproductive health procedures, increasing the risk of injury and death. The right to make personal medical decisions, including the choice to have a child, must remain with women, free from intrusive governmental control. Furthermore, the erosion of privacy rights surrounding reproductive health not only endangers individual lives, but also sets a dangerous precedent for personal freedoms at large. We must reaffirm our commitment to Roe v. Wade, ensuring that women retain their rights to health and safety, autonomy, and privacy. Let us stand together to protect these fundamental freedoms and secure a future where every woman can choose her own destiny with dignity and respect. Thank you.